Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old unarmed African-American, was shot to death while walking home by George Zimmerman, a white man on neighborhood watch patrol in his Florida neighborhood. Zimmerman claims that Trayvon reached into his pocket for what he thought was a weapon and felt threatened.
All Trayvon Martin was doing was walking through the neighborhood and being Black.
George Zimmerman was acquitted in the murder of Trayvon Martin using the stand your ground law. Lukace Kendle was going to use the same playbook to get himself out of trouble.
After the shooting, investigators begin to learn quite a lot about the defendant in this case.
Prior to working at the strip club, where they're supposed to check on your background to make sure you're fit for the job, he had a number of DUIs. He had some disorderly conduct problems.
Lukace Kendle was in the Navy but was discharged. He had many alcohol-related offenses, so he was not good enough to be in the Navy. But unfortunately, they thought he was good enough to be a security guard.
Florida doesn't require security guards to undergo mental health evaluations or checks for substance abuse, a common practice for law enforcement officers.
His background check should have had red flags. He should not have gotten the job or the license to carry a firearm.
After his arrest, Mr. Kendle is diagnosed with an array of behavioral issues. He is diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder as well as impulse control disorder.
Mr. Kendle was examined by multiple mental health experts that were court appointed. And in their review of his history as well as his current mental state, they determined that he was competent to stand trial.
It's important not to confuse the idea of being competent to help in your own trial and being insane, criminally insane. Very different. All you have to do to be competent to assist in your own defense is to understand the charges against you and be able to assist either yourself or your attorney in your defense.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jane Anderson with Gary Winston on behalf of the state of Florida.
Kendle's pretrial hearing begins in April of 2014, 2 years after the murder.
Carlos Gonzalez on behalf of Lukace Kendle, who is present in custody.
Good morning, Mr. Kendle. I see the family, the next of kin is present as well.
In the courtroom are the family members of the two victims in this case. Specifically, Donald Byrd, who is Kiwan's father, is in the audience along with several family members.
Kendle's lawyer, Carlos Gonzalez, argues that due to his client's behavior, he should be kept under observation at a mental hospital rather than behind bars.